Hello, welcome back to Only Pistols, and today we're having a look at Walther's CP5. This is the first self-indexing 5-shot target air pistol to be produced and put onto the market. Came onto the market in about 1990 and didn't really kind of go anywhere for Walther, to be honest. So let's have a look at it. So let's start with some of the markings. There you can see the Walther banner, model number of CP5, caliber 4.5, target pistol, so it's 177, made in Germany. The other markings is German pressure marking and a model number in there, so it's a catalogue number. That's it for the markings. So it's a bulk fill CO2 pistol, and as such there's a removable cylinder, and on the cylinder you have got the markings for the weights. So there's the maximum weight, the weight of the cylinder dry, then you've got the weight that you can add, and then a total weight, so I've marked it on there helpfully for myself, 349 grams maximum, so that is it fully charged. So you've got more than one cylinder. The colour tabs are original, so those are what they came with, and you get 2 cylinders with the pistol. So how do you go about loading this thing? Well, one of the other things that's interesting about this, not only did they go for a 5-shot self-indexing pistol, but they also decided to make it with an electronic trigger. So the electronics for the trigger are contained within the stock. You can't see anything. There's no on-off switch. That little red bit is actually just sealing for part of the trigger setting. It's nothing to do with the battery or anything. All you've got is a charging port on the bottom of the pistol grip, right there. There is no on-off switch. This is permanently live. As long as there's charge in the battery, when you pull the trigger, it fires. So that's the trigger. And it is also, just to be noted on the trigger, this is from the time when rapid fire had very few limits on settings for the pistol. So you have wraparound graps and everything else. So don't expect this trigger to be able to get to 500 grams. I haven't measured it, but it's probably in the kind of 100 to 200 gram weight let off. So it's pretty light. You aren't really going to be feeling for the let off point, particularly when you're doing rapid fire training. And that kind of comes on to what was it for? Well, probably for rapid fire training and sport pistol training. So in place of a 2.2 short pistol or 2.2 long rifle, you'd use a Walther CP5. There really weren't any competitions for them when they were developed. So it really probably was aimed at the training market for cartridge pistols. So how to operate it? CO2 in the cylinder, that screws on and off, standard Walther design there. Then what you've got is the carriage system for actually loading the magazine. So you can operate the levers manually, and that will push the carriage all the way through. The carriage has got a spring on the underside, and that's what pulls it back. And you can see the ratchet teeth on the side, and those are what indexes it. So compared to some of the later designs that came up with for semi self-indexing pistols, where the ratcheting gear is actually on the magazine, what you have here is a very rare CP5 magazine. That is just the magazine. There's no indexing on that. The indexing is on this carriage. So to load it, you push that carriage all the way through. And slightly unusually also, the magazine loads from right to left. So to load it, drop the pellets in. And they just sit. There's a graduated, so they don't just fall through. They are thinner at the bottom. There you go. So load 5 pellets into the magazine, and then to load the magazine into the pistol, you have to push the carriage over, and that allows the magazine to be slipped in that notch and then down and then release it, and that then also blocks the pellet from falling out. So that's the pistol loaded. Firing it, there is a take up and then it goes, and as I said, there's very little weight there involved in actually setting it off. There is a reset, but you can't feel it. And being a CO2, it's quite loud, and that's it when you get to the end. So to then empty the cylinder, the magazine, push it back, cock it, push it back through, and again push the bar, and then the magazine can be lifted out. The barrel is removable. Everything on here is steel or walnut, and the 2 points here are the standard type of thing where you have 2 offset rings in the barrel, and you use those to actually set the barrel back against the breech face, which is inside there, which I can't really get you to see. But the barrel comes all the way back into the tunnel for the loading, and those 2 screws, those 2 grub screws, are what you use to adjust the barrel backwards and forwards to make sure you get a decent seating against the magazine. Too much, obviously, the magazine binds, too little and you get a lot of gas escapes. Otherwise, muzzle weight on the end, and the sights well marked, and the same as you find on an OSP, GSP, the LP3. They're very much of their time, as is the sight, the front sight block there, and those are interchangeable. So you can vary the size, the width of the sights. So there you go. That is the Walther CP5 and its operation. And very nice pistol. Unfortunately, because the trigger weight isn't really adjustable, you can't use it in modern competitions. It's nowhere near heavy enough trigger, and so really it's interesting to shoot, it's good fun, but it doesn't really have a competition. So it's a collector's market piece, but if you can get one, well worth having. Great fun to shoot and quite easy to keep running. Anyway, thank you very much. See you again soon.